This is Liberty Mark 222. Today I was reading in the Drudge Report, this report from Yahoo News, and it's an account by about Elton John, and he's trying to tell the Pope and the Catholics and the Anglican Church about how he's trying to influence their policy as far as homosexuals. As many people know, Elton John is a very outspoken homosexual activist. So he's claiming that, this is his quote, rules preventing gay clergy from marrying and requiring Catholic priests to be celibate were old and stupid things. He said he told Sky News Murnagam, I don't know how to pronounce it, program, the church hierarchy, the traditionalists, might be up in arms about it, but times have changed. Then he goes on to say, if Jesus Christ was alive today, I cannot see him as the Christian person that he was, and the great person that he was, saying this could not happen. He was all about love and compassion and forgiveness and trying to bring people together, and that is what the church should be about. Now, as a Christian, this is incredibly offensive to me, having a homosexual trying to tell the church who Jesus was and how the policy should be and what we believe. I mean, I can't imagine anybody speaks anything about homosexuals being wrong in the United States get just totally blasted, especially if they're from Hollywood, or if they're a politician, or even if you're in the church. If you say anything about homosexuals, you can be prosecuted, you can be just made to resign. There's countless examples of this. And for him to sit there and talk about the church this way, it's very presumptive. And I think it's, as Christians, we have to defend against these kind of attacks. I mean, in a sense, when he attacks us, when the homosexuals attack us, we have the right and the duty to defend the faith, to defend ourselves. And so, even though he's attacking the Catholic Church and saying that they should have gay priests and that they shouldn't be celibate. Now, I don't agree with the Catholic Church as far as the celibacy. I don't agree with the Catholic Church as far as a lot of things. But I do believe that God gave us a free will, that we can believe what we want. And when I don't have a right as a Christian to force somebody to become a Christian. But the world doesn't seem to have a problem with forcing people to adhere to their rules. So, anyway, I want to clarify a few things. And I think what Elton John is saying, it has nothing to do with being homosexual, but it does have a lot to do with faith. Now, the Christian faith, first of all, Jesus was not a Christian. Jesus is the Christ. He's the Messiah. He's the Son of God. And also, he wasn't just a great person. Yes, he's a great person. He's the Son of God. He is God incarnate. And if people don't want to recognize that, that's the whole crux of the matter. The crux of the matter is whether Elton John is a homosexual or not. The issue is, what does he believe about Jesus? Who is Jesus? And, people think that there's such thing as good people. Oh, I'm a good person. I'm going to go to heaven because I'm good. That's not what the Christian church, that's not what the Bible teaches. The Bible teaches that all men have sinned and come short of the glory of God, that all men must repent and be born again and believe in Jesus, in his substitutory sacrifice on the cross, and that Jesus rose again. And because he rose again, we will also rise again with him. So it's kind of amazing how the media just doesn't call people. They don't get the other side of the story. They're not like, gee, I wonder what the Catholic Church is saying about this, or why, or even other Christians. I wonder what other Christians are saying about this. No, they just report what Elton John says and just run with it. To me, that's not even journalism. That's just it's a bash job on the church. It's an attack on the church. And so Yahoo News, to me, is very irresponsible, very anti-Christian. I mean, if I just ran with a story that didn't have, the other side's perspective, that's not news to me. If you're gonna report news, you're gonna report both sides. And I really have a thing against the news, where they just report what the government is telling them. They're not digesting it. They're not critically examining it. They just report exactly what the government wants them to say. And this is exactly the same kind of issue, where the government wants the churches to accept homosexuals, right? We're being forced to accept homosexuals, or else you have a chance of getting your 401c3 rejected, with forcing churches to hire homosexuals, forcing churches to not say anything against homosexuals. Now, if they can say that about homosexuals, they can say that about the government too. What if the churches wanted to say something against the government, saying this is unfair, this is unjust, this is not right? They'll do the same thing, So the issue is about free speech. The issue is about our conscience, and as Christians, we can't deny Christ. When Peter denied Christ, that was the greatest, denial. And as Christians, if we deny Christ, we're not his. He says he'll deny us also. So we have a choice if we're going to stand up for Christ or we are going to remain silent. So this is Liberty Mar 222. Thanks.